What's up, y'all? This is Ty. I am here to review Season 5, Episodes 3 and 4 of The Chi. That's right, Episodes 3 and 4. Brother, gotta catch up. I gotta get these reviews up and out. You know, I was late reviewing The Chi this season. It's still great this season, though, but I gotta get these reviews up and out. But before I do that, of course, I gotta give a shout out to my lovely subscribers that hold me down in the comment section. I'm talking about folks like Simply Be Yourself 100, June BLC, we got Taj Bullard, Atif, Penny, Tia Divine, House of Sir James, and all the wonderful, wonderful people that hold me down in the comment section. A brother, do appreciate you. And listen, you too can be a part of this family by doing what? Bam! Hitting that subscribe button. Just like that. Just like that. Simple as that. So anyway, let's get right on down to this episode. This episode is titled This Christmas, because it's Christmas time. That's right. This episode is Christmas time. So let's start with Emmett, Tiffany, Keisha, and that whole mess. So we see here that Emmett is still doing... He's still doing this semen retention thing and this whole my dick deserves better thing, which is hilarious. And he wants to have a holiday get together. He wants the family there. So he says to Tiffany that he wants her to come over and bring his child and we get to see him with all his kids. But Tiffany says, yes, I'll do that. But Rob has to come. Rob needs to come. Now, Emmett ain't really feeling that. You know, he's not really feeling that. But he's going to do it just to keep the peace. He agrees to it. Now, here's the thing that's interesting. We also see in this episode, we see Keisha having a conversation with Tiffany. And they're having this conversation and she's asking Tiffany, she's like, hey, Tiffany, how would you feel if Emmett moved on? Would you be bothered? So Tiffany's like, listen, I'm good. I don't care. But for some reason, I don't think Keisha believes her. And, you know, it's also going to be funny. I don't know if I believe her all that much either, because what's going to happen when she finds out that Keisha and Emmett are kind of rekindling a little spark here? I think that may bother her, especially since you have Keisha holding conversations with her, talking about this relationship. And meanwhile, it's you're the one that's trying to replace me. You're like, you're going to be the one. It's a little tricky there, a little interesting right there. But anyway, in this episode, we also see Rob and Tiffany's relationship. And actually, Keisha got to meet Rob, and she seems to like him. And Rob got his stuff together. But one thing he did wrong. He had the house decorated when they went out on a date for the holidays, and he did all of that. And it's kind of bothered Tiffany, because Tiffany's saying, listen, I like to decorate for the holidays. I like to do things like that. Like, yo, why would you do that? I want to do that. That's something that I wanted to do, you know. And even when he gives her, because it doesn't feel personal, you know, like I know for myself and my kids, you know, we put the tree up together, we do all that good stuff, but it just doesn't feel personal, you know. And then even when he gives her gifts, the gifts are like these expensive things with no thought into it. And she even tells him, she says, listen, I like this, but you got to give gifts that are from the heart. That's what turns me on more. It's gifts from the heart, gifts that have more thought. And so she's like, you know, for example, look at the gift I gave you. It has meaning to it. So I think she's teaching him and trying to learn. But I don't know. I don't think their relationship is going to last. I just don't feel like it's going to last, because I don't know. I just feel that way. I don't really think that their relationship is going to last at all. Then, before we finish off with them, let's go on down to Jada, Suede, and Darnell. Now, this is some craziness. So, Darnell wants that old thing back. Yes, he does. He's sending out dick pics and all this foolishness. And Jada's like, whoa, this guy's really feeling me again. And then, you know, we see in this episode, she goes over to the girls' houses, the ladies, her friends, and they're having I love their little girl banter and get together that they had. And she's telling them about, oh, you know, he sent this dick pic over and all this other stuff, which was crazy. We had the other girl, Tracy, asking, is she's Duda's girlfriend, they're in a relationship. It's all just crazy. And I love that. I like that scene. And shout outs, we had that little cameo appearance by the lovely, super mega talented singer Layla Hathaway. She was in this episode as a friend who got stuck and had to come by. And that was kind of cool too. But back to this thing with Jada and Suede and Darnell. She got to figure out, she also found out that Suede is planning to propose because she found the ring, and she don't know how she can handle all of that. She's like, I don't know about that. Meanwhile, Suede has found, he saw the pic, and that was crazy. And we see him go over to Darnell's house and confront Darnell and punch Darnell in the face. Right? He punched him in the face, right? Like, you sending my girl D pics. And then Darnell, he asked him, do you love her? And Darnell says, yes, I do love her. I've loved her forever. I made some mistakes. She's the one that got away, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. So Suede, and rightfully so, is not pleased by any of this. And would you be pleased? This dude sending my girl pics of his feet? Come on, I'd be pissed off too. But now, here's the thing. Is Jada feeling that? And that's what we see in this episode. Is Jada really feeling that? We also see in this episode Papa's dealing with the backlash of being canceled for his behavior, and he's struggling to deal with that. I don't know, Papa's annoying me so far this season. I always liked his character, but this season I'm getting him. He's got a little ego on him, but he's learning. He's young. He's got to learn. He's got this ego on him that's really annoying me. And, that the young guy tells him, listen, you shouldn't worry about what people think about you and what people say about you and all that. So he's learning, but just the way he's been coming across, I understand why people canceled him, because what he did in last week's episode, just belittling the people about not having fathers and all other things of that nature was pretty foul. That was pretty foul. So, that was that on that situation. Moving right along, we saw Tracy tell Victor, aka Trig, that 500 people have signed up for Christmas dinner and they need codes and that they will need a Christmas miracle. And guess who their Christmas miracle was? Duda. He arrives and he hooked things up and he did the great things for them. And they make another plea to Trig, aka Victor, to sign on and to do all of this stuff. And he's a little hesitant. But then when he sees his mother, Peaches, she comes in there. She sees him and she sees him with the fake girlfriend that they're setting up for him. And she's like, I'm so proud of you. And I mean, that really won him over when he heard his mother saying how proud she was of him. I'm so proud of you, and we need to, I'm so glad that you're doing this, and you're my son, and this, that, and the third, and your girlfriend, I like her, and this and that. That won him over. That really won him over. So he's going to do this campaign, and, he signs the paperwork, and that's that. So he's going to go into this journey, this political journey now. Now let's go back to Keisha and Emmett. Keisha comes over and helps Emmett at the house. She's helping him with the things, and a little romance happens. She helped him with the kids and everything, and then they get this little kiss going on, and yeah, that was a little interesting right there. The spark, like I said, the spark is growing. It's going to keep growing and all that. She's not sure about all this, so she leaves. But still, we see what's happening. There's Lene was hoping to have her brother for Christmas, have her brother come over for the holidays. And, Trig was setting that up to help her. He comes over and he lets her know that her brother is in jail. That was pretty sad. And he's in jail awaiting the trial, awaiting murder charges. I thought that was pretty sad. Then we go to the house where everybody is at Emmett's house. And why does Darnell and Jada start kissing under the mistletoe? So clearly, Jada is feeling Darnell just as much as Darnell is feeling her. Poor Suede, you are out of the picture, dude. This is crazy. So now it looks like Jada and Darnell are back together again. That's how that goes. Now let's go back to Keisha and Emmett. Keisha comes over and helps Emmett at the house. She's helping him with the things, and a little romance happens. She helped him with the kids and everything, and then they get this little kiss going on, and yeah, that was a little interesting right there. The spark, like I said, the spark is growing. It's going to keep growing and all that. She's not sure about all this, so she leaves. But still, we see what's happening. This is happening. Lene was hoping to have her brother for Christmas, have her brother come over for the holidays. And, you know, Trig was setting that up to help her. He comes over and he lets her know that her brother is in jail. That was pretty sad. You know, and he's in jail awaiting the trial, awaiting murder charges. I thought that was pretty sad. Then we go to the house where everybody is at Emmett's house. And why does Darnell and Jada start kissing under the mistletoe? So clearly, Jada is feeling Darnell just as much as Darnell is feeling her. Poor Suede, you are out of the picture, dude. This is crazy. So now it looks like Jada and Darnell are back together again. That's how that goes. I also liked in this episode that Trig's mother made that nice breakfast and the family was eating together. That was a beautiful thing. And then we see Shad bring over his girlfriend. I think her name is Deja. That was really nice. Beautiful, great, good stuff. So now let's move on to episode 4, which is titled On Me. Episode 4. Now, episode 4 was interesting. It was good. It was good. Now, we know Gemma. We always see Gemma either with Kevin or with Jake or with her father. And in this episode, we get to see Gemma hanging out with Miesha, which is different. We've never seen that before. Now, we see in this episode, she's going to take the SATs. She's not really feeling it. She decides to skip it. Ain't doing it. She don't want to do it. She basically doesn't want to do it. Now, the thing here, we always see her, you know, she's the girl born with the silver spoon in her mouth. Her father loves her, cares for her, but everything is cut and dry with him, and he's all about business and this and that he never really sits down and really gets to me, I feel like he doesn't really sit down and get to really listen to her and hear how she feels about things. You know, he really doesn't. He thinks he does, but not really. You know what I'm saying? So she skips out of the SATs, and of course, she's hanging with Miesha. And I like that little bond that they had. They're getting to know each other, whatever. She even encourages Miesha to do some rapping, and even has her, you know, tells her she might want to be her manager and invest in her and all of that. But then she has a little situation, and we learn that Gemma is pregnant. And I'm like, wow, what is her father going to say when he finds out that she's pregnant? She is pregnant by Jake. They're far too young for this, especially. I was like, wow, she's pregnant. What's going to happen with that? So that is something that she has to deal with, finding out that she is pregnant. You know, it's just crazy. Meanwhile, we also see in this episode Lene with her brother being in prison. Nina and Dre have some things they have to think about. Whether or not they are going to keep this girl, because now the city's coming for her, and they're like, do we want her to officially move in here? Nina's like, I don't know. We just getting our relationship together. I don't know if I want this. Kevin wants it. Of course, Dre wants it. They want to help her. But, that's a lot, having somebody, she's already staying there, but now to really, truly take her in. So that's one of the dynamics and the things that they have to deal with. We also see in this episode, Darnell and Jada, they are back together. And she tells him, listen, you got to step certain things up. We see him getting romantic, taking her out on dinner. And he's really trying, because I was saying, please don't tell me that they've made these two get back together for him to screw it up. But I like Darnell because Darnell is funny. His character is funny. But I was like, please don't tell me they're doing this so they can have him screw her over, because, Darnell is, he's a hot mess. But he seems to be taking it seriously. He's trying to show her that he is the one. So I'm really appreciating that. Now there's trouble for Tracy. Tracy has learned that Duda's wife wants to be involved with the program. Rosalind wants to be involved with the program. And she can't really say no because, they have all the power. They got the power. They have all the power. And if she says no and she doesn't agree to all of this, jobs will be lost. Financing will be lost. So she has to deal with Rosalind. And that's interesting. Now, did y'all also catch this? It appears, Trig, a.k.a. Victor's little pretend girlfriend, is actually laying up with Rosalind. I said, this is crazy right here. This is truly crazy. So that's just a whole interesting thing right there. Speaking of Trig, we see him running his campaign, and he meets a young lady on the campaign. What's the woman's name? Let me look at my notes. Fatima, I believe it is, and she asked a question about the trans community. She asked him, are you trying to take credit for the program that a trans woman ran? And then they have a little conversation, and there's some little chemistry going on, a little flirtation going on. And Shad picks that up, and he's like, dude, what are you doing? What's going on here? You got your pretend girlfriend over here. Stick to the script, bro. Stick to the script. But of course, we see that he's taken a liking to her, and now we see that this relationship is going to grow. So although Amani is no longer here, now we have this Fatima on the scene, and we could tell that something is going to go on here with that situation. And I'm like, how are they going to handle that? He's going to keep one persona and then do that on the end. I thought these were two very good episodes. It was shocking finding out that Gemma was pregnant. Also, I was surprised to see that not surprised, I should say, I was expecting hopefully maybe that, what's her name? I just said her name. That Imani would come back or whatever, but I guess not. I know I've read some more things. I don't think she's ever coming back to the show. But how quickly they're moving on the storyline with now him meeting another trans woman. And so I'm like, so is this a thing here? So Trig is just into trans women. That's what we see here. But overall, I thought this was a good episode. I thought it was, so many things going on. Is Jada and Darnell's relationship gonna last? Is Tiffany gonna find out about Keisha and Emmett? What's gonna happen with this relationship, this stuff going on with what's going to happen with this stuff with Victor, aka Trig, and this new girl, Fatima? What's going to happen? Is he going to win this campaign? It's so many things going on. But again, these were really two good episodes. I'm liking where this season is going. That's all I got. Tell me your thoughts down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next video.